All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at America Fest 2023, and don't let them tell you that the future is lost, because we have right here Kiana Crom. She is a Republican, and she's young. And she's stunning. Okay, let's just talk about that. We had a conversation earlier with Pretty Little Patriot, the ladies who have fashion line and stuff like that, so that we as lady Republicans don't have to look boring and wear burlap bags. But that has nothing to do with why you're here today, Kiana. You are with the Young Republicans, is that right? So tell everybody what your job is with the Young Republicans and what had you decide to join the organization.
Yeah, so I'm the president of the Riverside County Young Republicans over there in California.
All right.
And I decided to join and restart that organization for that county because they didn't have anyone, and it's really important. Riverside is a Republican county. We get the most votes out of all Republican votes out of that whole county in California. I think it's like close to 50%. It comes from that county. And so we really want to get youth activated. It's teetering in some areas, flipping blue. So you want to make sure it stays conservative. We want Riverside County staying red. So that's what's really, really important.
One of the things I found so interesting, everybody thinks California is just this, everybody there is a bunch of crazy liberals. And what I found is that it's actually really kind of concentrated in the cities. That the majority of Californians are actually pretty conservative.
They are conservative. Honestly, like living out there, I probably met just a couple girls that are, Democrats, but every guy I meet, conservative. Most people out there are conservatives, or they're just not super engaged one way or the other.
Okay.
Most people aren't raging liberals out there. Like even in the city, especially San Diego too, out there, a lot of heavy military presence.
Oh, yeah.
So that runs pretty conservative.
Okay.
I live in San Diego, even though I'm running the Riverside chapter, which is Temecula, Riverside County, Palm Springs, Coachella Valley, that whole area. It's a huge county.
Wow.
Basically runs all the way to Mexico. It's massive. But
wow, girl.
Yeah, so it's a
That's
lot.
amazing.
Yes, thank you. It's good. And that whole county is red. We have an amazing sheriff. Sheriff Chad Bianco out there is amazing. Mike Heston, the DA, is amazing. So Ken Calver, Daryl Ice. I can go all day, all our representatives out there that are conservative. So
I love it. Okay, so now for young people, for our viewers and our listeners out there, what kind of advice would you give for us old fogies about speaking to young people about conservatism, about patriotism, the Constitution, stuff like that?
I think just getting them engaged in the conversation and saying, what do you think about this, or why do you think this way? Because growing up in public schools, we're taught to sit down, don't really ask that many questions. 2 + 2 = 4. I know now they're saying it equals 5 or crazy stuff, but when I was in school, it was 2 + 2 = 4. And so I think just getting people engaged and saying, okay, especially people who don't maybe have the similar views as you, why do you think that way? Because a lot of people just have these talking points. They don't have to critically think about why they actually believe in what they believe in.
Yes.
And getting people engaged, like, why do you think freedom is important? Where do you think that comes from? Do you think other countries have the same amount of freedom as we do? Why do you think there's starving people in Yemen? How does that come from? Where does that stem from? What are their politics like? Do you think that affects it? Like asking people like critical, existential questions to get your brain rolling and moving, where you're like, why does this matter? Why is this important? Telling them about other regimes and things that have happened in other countries, and having people really understand like where the bedroot of our nation and the foundation is from. And I think a lot of young people don't know. I mean, like in school too, it wasn't a lot of discourse and conversation. It was checking the Scantron.
Yes, exactly. So, not interrogating those beliefs, interrogating those systems, which is one of the things. I think you touched on something super important, which is human beings have a tendency, we have a tendency to want to put people in boxes, right? So if I can just put you in a box and label you, then I don't have to think about you or what you're doing, and I don't have to worry about it or engage in anything. But really what it takes to persuade people or to get them engaged is to actually act like you care. to actually let them know that you care what they think.
Yes.
Right? And really interrogating those belief systems, interrogating that those base levels, right, that people try to just set us on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so how do you feel as a young person? So you'd probably consider Gen Z?
I'm 27, so I'm a millennial.
Okay. So those of us who are like Gen Xers and olders, we have a tendency to be like, oh, these millennials and these Gen Zs, they're just stupid and lazy. So like, what is it like to hear us old fogies talk about your generation like that?
I think for me, I mean, a lot of times I agree with it. Like, so I'm like, oh yeah, like totally get it, because it's kind of true in some aspects.
Okay.
Like, I mean, a lot of our generation, we were coddled, right? We were given everything that we want. We don't have to work for really a lot of what we're given. We're the spoiled generation.
Okay.
Because the prosperity of America was really happening during the boomers, Gen X, that generation. So as children, we just wanted a soft, cuddled, safe life where you don't have to fight for anything, you don't have to work for anything. So when hard times come and there's moments where you need to be resilient, you don't have that fight in you. You also don't have those critical thinking skills. We live the soft, cushy life. Oh, okay, we're going to play on the iPad or watch movies and, do these things. And instead it wasn't. I think there's a lot of our generation that are really sucked into like TV and the next show and video games and pop culture and things. And I'm like,
distractions.
Just so many distractions. I'm like, when's the last time you read a book?
When was the last time you touched grass?
Yeah, I'm like, please take your shoes off and go for a walk in grass, please, for the sake of everyone.
It's so fascinating. Even what you just asked, which was when was the last time you read a book? I mean, nowadays, I barely pick up a book myself. I'm listening to it on Audible, or I'm looking for audio because I'm so busy and I got to run around and do things. But there is such a value in the sitting down, calming down, focusing, right? These are the things that actually, like training and taking control of your mind is how we really get to grow and deepen our relationship with God or get inspiration and things like that. So if you could give one piece of advice to the other folks in your generation, maybe some people who are, feel left out of the conversation, maybe they're conservative or they're just not crazy left. What advice would you give them, about life, about moving forward, or what they should do?
I would say the number one thing is to get plugged in and to get connected to like-minded people. And it doesn't need to be even about politics, whether it's joining a running club or like beach volleyball. I'm saying all my like San Diego things that I do. I'm like, wait, or, whatever it is.
Whatever
like climbing,
your thing is.
Joining a gym, obviously joining conservative organizations like Turning Point, Young Republicans, things like that, being involved in the church. People think church is like something you go to on Sundays, you sit down and it's boring, you're lectured at for an hour and you leave. That's not true. The church has such a great community of people who love you and who care about you and see you as an individual that's created in God's image, and they want to connect with you. And the church has been such an amazing community for me, and just like such a great group of girls where we go and we do so many fun activities and things together. And all my friends who are married, they've met their spouses at church, and they're good quality men, the men that we all want. They're at church. Go there. Check it out.
All right. You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. I think that is so important. That there is this idea that if you're a Christian conservative, you're boring, you don't have fun, you must hate everyone, right? And that's not what I just heard you describing.
No, that's not it. I like to go out. I like to have fun. I'm involved in a lot of things, and I have friends, people who have my complete opposite views, who don't believe in God, who are Democrats. I'm friends with them. We have fun. We have conversations. We laugh. It's finding the human in other people, and in doing that, you're going to draw people closer. They're like, oh, because they want to dehumanize conservatives.
Oh, it's so true.
And so when you show them, oh, I'm conservative. Like, I voted for Donald Trump, but I'm also fun and I'm cool, and I think I'm really nice, and I think you're an interesting person, and
I care about you as a human being.
Yeah, when people see that, it takes away the left's control of how people view you, and it takes you out of that box that you're mentioning earlier.
Oh, I love it, because I think one of the things that happens is people, if they feel discriminated against or if they're scared, they will like sucked back in, right? They'll like what's the right word?
Recluse.
Yeah, they become recluse. They remove themselves from society, from community, from belonging. When that's the thing that we need the most. And if you're out there, if you are, just there's so many people out there that want to be your friend.
Yeah.
You just have to go find them.
Absolutely.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so now share with everyone where they can follow you, how to get signed up for. Okay, 2 things.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to start out. How do folks find out about Young Republicans clubs in their area?
So there's so many different chapters all around. Just looking up Young Republicans and like maybe like the county that you're in, San Diego County, Riverside County. I mean, it's all over the United States. I'm just naming a few. Washoe County for Nevada.
Yeah.
I'm from too. So
I mean, they even have Young Republicans at UVM in Burlington, Vermont. Okay.
So it's probably out there for you.
They probably have one near you.
And if they don't, you can start one. That's what I did. So there you go.
All right.
You can get charted as a chapter and start one yourself and then connect people. And it might start slow at first, and that's okay, and it'll grow. So
fantastic. Okay, now how can people follow you if they want to see your journey, see what you're up to?
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram it's at Kiana Crom, KIANACROM, and then the Riverside County Republicans is at RC Young Republicans on Instagram.
Fantastic.
And so that's where you can find me.
I love it. Okay, did I forget anything? Is there anything else you want to share with the viewers?
I don't think so.
Yeah, we got it.
So God, church, community, touching grass. What else did we say? Reading books. There you go.
Yeah. Slow down. Get a life.
Yes,
okay? That's what
essentially.
you need to do. Go be with people.
Yes.
Lord help us. All right. Kiana, thank you so much.
much.
Thank you for the work that you do.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And y'all get out there. Okay, remember, hope is not lost. We've got young people.
Yes.
All right. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.